So this poem by Martha Postlewaite speaks to the necessity that if we're to metabolize, if we're to process the enormity of what's here, we need to be able to pause. We need to create some space. We need to bring our attention inward and tend to our inner life. She writes this, she says, "Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is yours to sing falls into your open-cupped hands and you recognize and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to the world so worthy of rescue. Don't try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life. Create a clearing in the dense forest of your life." So in that spirit, I'd like to invite you, if you haven't already, to close your eyes or let your gaze be downcast and let your attention go inward. Take these few moments to pause and sense the possibility of getting a little more intimate with your inner life. You might feel the breath and take a few long, deep breaths. Let the breath help to collect your attention, to bring you right here. You might scan your body and sense what wants to let go a little. Maybe your shoulders. Maybe softening your hands. Relaxing the belly and letting the breath go deep into the abdomen. With the practice of rain, we bring our attention to places where we might feel stuck, reactive. So to give you a taste, we'll call this a light rain. Give you a taste, just to invite you to scan your life right now and sense anywhere that you feel you leave yourself in some way. You get reactive, either angry at another person, anxious. Perhaps you turn on yourself in self-judgment. Just looking through the last couple of days and sense someplace, maybe it's repeating, where you find you kind of go into a trance, you get smaller, get tighter. Might be in a relationship, might be at work, might be in relating to yourself, maybe an addictive behavior. I would steer away from something traumatic, because that won't serve you in a brief reflection. When you've arrived on something, go right to a situation, a very real situation that exemplifies it. And see the surroundings you're in. If there's another person, the look on their face, perhaps hearing the words that are said. As if you're watching a movie, go right to the part of the movie, the frame where you get triggered, where you get reactive, most angry or fearful, defensive, down on yourself, whatever it is. Freezing the frame there. Begin rain by just recognizing whatever the strongest emotion is that's going on. And you might mentally whisper it. And there may be more than one, maybe two. Might be anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, sorrow, shame. It's mentally whispering what you're aware of. And then allow it to be there without adding any judgment. In some way you're saying, okay, this belongs. It's like the waves in the ocean. This wave belongs. Let it be there. And you might start investigating by just sensing, well, what am I believing right now? What's the limiting belief right now, that deep belief about myself or about others? That I'm failing, that I'm unworthy, I'm unlovable, that I've hurt others, that I can't trust others, that something very bad's about to happen. What's the belief? And whether or not you immediately hop on a belief, and it does, either way is fine, feel in your body where the feeling is the strongest. The throat, the chest, the belly. Let your attention go there, that this is where feeling is. Maybe this is what you've been unwilling to feel. But part of creating a clearing is to feel what's here. And as a way of supporting that, you might put your hand gently on your heart. If you've never done it before, just explore that you can have the touch be tender. So you're actually communicating a tender presence with what's here. Feeling where there's vulnerability. Being present with it. And just ask that place in you, what do you most need right now? You know, what's the kind of comfort that you need? Do you need to trust in yourself? Do you need some deep kind of spiritual hope? Do you need forgiveness, acceptance, love, being held? And as if you could be listening from the most wise, witnessing part of you, just offer some message inward right now, some message to yourself that you sense will be healing. It might be simply, I'm here and I'm not leaving. Or it might be like that woman I mentioned, thank you for trying to protect me. I'm okay right now. Or it might be, trust your goodness. Or just, it's okay. But something to bring you presence and comfort and tenderness. And just notice what happens. Notice what happens when you offer yourself a message of nurturing. As one psychologist said, it's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of the nurtured. That the beginning of reconnecting with our world is to reconnect with our inner life. Feeling, breathing, sensing a larger sense of your being. Notice the shift from when you started, whether you were feeling the anger or the fear or the grief or the guilt, to a little more presence and spaciousness. And then as you sense your world, there's a really beautiful inquiry about how we then move forward. And it is, what would love have me do today? So you might reframe that in any language that works for you. What does your deepest heart want for these next minutes, next days, next months? What would love have you do? And this might be an inquiry you take with you as you move forward in time, but for now you might take a few full breaths. And as you're ready, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes, come back. And thank you for being willing to explore rain. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.